Welcome back, family, to The Lucky Died. Previously, Balance makes a tentative trade, Rhal hides behind a sofa, and Zaltanna stands beside her friends. Despite the small struggle with the Dragonborn, Rhal finally faces the ancient Black Dragon and asks for time, trust, and help. After a lengthy discussion, the dragon promises to cure Rhal in order to gain guardianship of the chalice, and our heroes accepted. Will the great last dragon really cure Rhal? Is the chalice in safe hands, or have they just given away a most valuable relic? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to The Lucky Die.
Rhal has just passed out on the balcony. What do you want to do?
Zaltanna, can you? I don't want them to say anything. Can you just heal him real quick? Can you?
Yeah, of course. Do you think it would be dangerous if I did it like physically, or do you think that would be okay?
I've touched the dry parts. Don't go near his face.
No, I mean
he's bleeding everywhere.
she's trying to determine if she's going to use cure wounds because they're both touched, so fuck it. I'm just
I would use your lay on hands though. Just
I'm gonna use lay on hands. So I'm gonna give him 15 of lay on hands.
Okay. As you reach out and lay your hands upon the sections of Rhal that aren't covered in his own kind of mucousy acid, you feel kind of like Tyr's presence just like maybe flowing a little bit along your hands, but it's not as potent to you. It's not as reaching out to him and him responding as much as you're used to. And the weight of Tyr's symbol around your neck seems to grow even heavier. But you do lay 15 points of healing upon Rhal. Rhal, it's going to take you a little time to come around properly.
Yeah.
So you're kind of waking up, but you're not really with it. You can see his eyes are like flickering and his eyes are like looking around everywhere. He's clearly not taking much in. But you have been healed for 15.
Okay. I am just a little bit above half HP again.
great.
Thumbs up, guys.
While that's happening, Balance is going to turn to the White Dragonborn.
Yeah.
And say, "Are you able to speak Common?"
They just stare at you.
Okay, Balance is going to then telepathically say, "Are you the one to be coming with us then?"
Yes. They kind of like look through their book a little bit. You see them like flick from page to page and like and ah. And you see the orb glow very bright as they cast tongues on themselves.
Ooh.
Yeah. They can now speak with everything. Yes. I am the one who is going to be coming to this temple.
Understood. Well, we'll be departing shortly. Might I ask your name?
Yes. Let's look for a real good Dragonborn name, shall we? Yes, you can call me Therum. For those playing the how do you spell it at home game, it's THERRUM.
UM?
Yes.
It's a pleasure, Therum. My name is Balance. Apologies for the tense moment there. But
We are going to this temple, yes?
in a moment, we just need to... and Balance kind of like turns and looks at Rhal. Give our friend here a moment.
You see him cast like a side glance over at Rhal as he's gurgling on his own growth.
He'll be all right. He just
And
he just needs to...
Oh, he does this all the time.
he does do this all the time.
That's just Rhal, he's always gagging on his own, acid and dying.
Gross. The Dragonborn Thalam goes and sits on like a nearby couch and just waits. It's very awkward.
Okay. That's fine. He can be as awkward as he wants. Balance
This
goes
is
back
the
to
worst. I hate it.
So, I take it we probably want to teleport back now then? Demi?
Oh.
Yes.
I assume
We can
we're...
teleport back. I have a spell slot left. I have the ability. I have the mana. I have the resources. I have the psychic. No, not psychic. I have the magical energy within me to teleport us to a place where we need to go.
To Falsum, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the place below Falsum, because we're not actually... Well, we are going to Falsum, but it's the place below Falsum, underneath the Witches' Society, which I may have a problem getting back to, actually.
Right.
Because I'm not in charge anymore. That's going to have some very big changes for us. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you guys to get in and out without me there anymore, because I'm not entirely sure that people in charge upstairs are going to want you traipsing through.
We'll have a talk with them if that's the case. So, remind me, just, I want to be clear on something here, and the temple that we're going to is called Falsum Fasim, yes? This is known.
Yes, this is known.
Then how the fuck did we not find the heart there?
I don't really know. I mean, there is like some really magical stuff down there, and there looks like some magical portals, pathway throughs. There's some real strong stuff down there. It's possible that we could have missed something. We may have to go through it with a bit more of a fine tooth. I mean, I could go there more fine tooth then, because I can probably use the detect magic thing to see if I can see through things. But I do that pretty much all the time anyway. But we do have other things on our plate, like getting the other thing and dealing with your aunt and dealing with everything else that's happening.
Right. Out of character. Where did everybody get evacuated to? Where's mom and dad?
Mum and Dad and your brother are in Falsum.
Oh.
That was the last communication you got from them, I believe.
Okay. Right. So we should probably head back to Falsum then, reconvene with mother and father and Pintor. Go do that whole bit, and maybe while we're doing that, you can look for the heart in the temple then?
I could do that. But there are other things we need to consider. There are other things that we need to figure out and work out and figure out how to do things, because my access to things, and I have a very long list that you guys wanted me to do things of, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do much of them anymore. And we do have other things that have now been added to our plate, like the fact that they have all of the things, and we've got to try and find the heart inside the temple, and we are missing like some people who we owe debts to, and like I'm going to need to take that ring back, otherwise the Witches' Society may continue to hunt me down and possibly like deal with me in certain ways. And there's the fact that I have a whole list of things that you needed me to do, and I've got them written down somewhere. Well, I don't have them written down somewhere, but they're tattooed somewhere in my memory, and they're way back there in the old files I keep in here, in my brain. I think my brain is like a pile of parchments in a list.
I pass out again.
We throw Rhal's body over the side of the balcony. We're done with this.
We're done with Rhal. He served his
Demi
purpose.
stresses me out so much.
You translated. You did your work. Good job.
All right, let's find out. I have a little list here of the shit that you guys have wanted Demi to do.
I think one of them was having her hunt down Dravos.
Yes, Demi's looking for Dravos. I can't tell you about that one. Never mind on that one. Yeah, you can't really have Demi is looking for Dravos. Demi is going to be looking into Demi's looking for Dravos. Demi looking into the missing places in the temple. Demi's also supposed to be creating the webs of creation.
Yep, that was a thing.
Yep, which take time, effort, and all that good shit. On her personal to-do list, there's at least 2 other things. So yeah, in essence, there's a whole bunch of things I have to do. Okay, is everyone ready to go? It'll be good. Rhal, are you okay? Rhal?
I'm fine.
Rhal seems to have passed out again.
I think he just needs to... We'll get back to the temple and you can lay down for a bit, Rhal. And hey...
I mean, we just woke up.
Balance is gonna, like, go to Rhal and, like... I assume you're still on the ground?
He's kind of sitting Indian style, but he's not looking up because of the awkwardness in the room with the other Dragonborn. He's going to be avoiding eye contact, but he's kind of got his hood up and he's sitting Indian style, just breathing.
Balance is going to just kneel down in front of Rhal and be like, you did a good job there. I just want you to know that.
Thanks.
You were very brave.
I mean, what else was I going to do? We better going to die.
Run away, hide, mixture of both. You did good. Balance just kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder and stands up.
He looks up at you and smiles.
You did good, kid.
And just kind of remains resting.
Theron, we're good to go.
Theron gets up and walks over to where Demi is standing, because Demi is clearly the magic user in this room. Blatantly obvious by everything about her.
Like the counter spell.
Yeah, like the counter spell, which she was very unhappy about. Demi walks over and she takes his hand and takes Zaltanna's, and she looks over at Rhal and Balance for you guys to complete the circle.
Balance will grab the Dragonborn's other hand so Rhal doesn't have to.
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Awkward.
I hate it.
Okay, I know this is really awkward, but nobody's wearing metal. Hey, can you even understand? Of course, you can understand. You have the concept. Everyone. Well, and as she's babbling around, again, she does that thing where she kind of floats off the ground, just a small amount. You see the runes on her skin glow, and you feel that tug on the back of your navel. You whip through the stalking. You see a fair few spectres around.
Oh, because of all the death? Yeah.
Because of all the death. Yep. You see a fair few spectres around. As you're zipping through, you recognize Zaltanna's. You recognize the 2 that were the ones that were sitting with Zaltanna's spectre when you guys zip through the room full of spinning axes. You spot a 4th one. They are very tall. Exceptionally tall, may have been an elf in their former life. They're wearing very long kind of dark robes. They have a very kind of like withdrawn expression. They're standing at the back just kind of surveying everyone around. You see another spectre off to the side. You also see Rhal's spectre. And he's just happily waving away, like 2 thumbs up. If he was the 2 thumbs up guy, he's obviously giving you the symbol that he knows something. Yeah. So you guys see that, and within a bit of a blink, you guys are within the barracks room of the temple beneath Falsum. It's kind of like early in the morning ish. So some people are still asleep. Some people are still kind of like getting up and running around. What do you guys want to do?
Rondi. Where's Rondi?
Okay. Kind of like looking around, asking after him. They, some of the adults around you in broken common tell you that that Rondi and the other kids are playing by the fountain.
Okay. Balance goes and finds Rondi. And telepathically to Demi says, keep an eye on the Dragonborn. I will be right back.
With a response, she's like, of course I will. I'm going to make sure, because if he goes anywhere near, I'm going to burn him to pieces. Well, I probably won't burn him because that'll mean I'll make sure he doesn't hurt him. Don't worry.
My point exactly. I'll be right back. Balance goes find Rondi.
Okay, you go for Rondi. What are Zaltanna and Rhal doing?
Zaltanna is gonna go meditate in the temple because things have been being weird with her magic.
All right, I will get back to you in a minute then. And Rhal, what are you up to?
Death chair.
No. Well, we have our guy that we needed to talk to about the fact that he tried to murder you.
The assassin. Yep.
Yeah, but Rhal doesn't really want anything to do with that. And Rhal kind of wants to just get out of this awkward situation, but isn't quite sure if we're done yet. So he's just going to hang out in the temple. And I think the least awkward place for him to do that is around his tabaxi friend that he talks to. So he'll just kind of sit over there.
You're going to force me to give this tabaxi a name, aren't you?
Rhal X Tabaxi.
You're going to force me to give this tabaxi a backstory.
He's helping
You're going to force me to...
He's already helping me. Why doesn't he have a name yet?
Okay.
Everyone else has names.
Because you haven't asked them.
We haven't had
okay.
a scene with him. He just has given me things.
Okay. All right. Now I know the order. All right. Balance.
Hi.
All three of you are kind of like making your directing in the same way. So you all see like Rondi and another young lad boy, halfling.
Oh, what's his name? I have his name. I have it written down. Child. Zach.
Yes, Zach and his mama Rosita, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so as you, Zaltanna, you go into your meditation thing. Rhal, you peel off a little bit earlier than that to go to the workshop. You approach the fountain, and you can see Rondi and you can see Zach playing in the water. You can also see that there is a slightly older girl there. She looks to be about maybe 17 years of age, something like that. She's very familiar, but she looks different. And as she looks over at you, there's a big smile on her face and she says, "Uncle Balance!" And she rushes over and puts her arms around you.
Balance is staring. Taylus?
I told you he'd recognize me. Hi! So things have changed.
What have you done, B?
Just a little bit.
I'm not so little anymore.
What happened?
Well, she goes and sits down like on the lip of the fountain. The two boys are like standing behind her. They're kind of smiling and laughing as if this is like one big joke. And she kind of like pats the side for you to sit down too. And she says, "Okay, so I've been working very, very hard on things called cards, and I've been putting magic into them, and I've been working really hard on making them function and work. And I had an idea from a really terrifying dream that I had about how I could save my daddy from being old and dying. Because I don't want that to happen. And yeah, so I made one of these cards, which would have like this very powerful magic of like trading fates with people. And I kind of had two cards that did the same thing, and I made him pull one of them, and he de-aged 10 years, so he's not so old and about to die, and I got 17. He's super angry at me."
Balance has a look on his face like like he can't even comprehend what he's hearing.
God damn it.
I don't know whether to be disappointed or proud.
Well, I think Daddy has disappointed down.
Here's the thing.
And yeah.
You're a genius, but also that's really bad. But also that's really smart. But also really dangerous. But also well done. But like you, and now you're like grown up, but you still have but you're still kind of more like a child.
Yeah.
But you're not. But
it does mean that we can go into pubs and get alcohol now.
Oh my God, no.
But
hold on,
Daddy
no.
said I couldn't do that.
Uncle Balance is putting his foot down on this one. No.
Daddy said the same too. But you can see like Rondi and Zach behind her. They're just kind of like snickering to each other behind their hands. They're hiding something, as is Taylor's, but still.
Balance puts on the uncle face and whips his head around like out of a horror movie. Like his head would have snapped. But like he whips his head around and looks at Zach and Rondi and is like, "Were you two in on this? Rondi? Were you in on this?"
Taylor stands up to block your view of them because they're still small. And she says, I was the one that had the idea and they just helped me draw the cards and make them and put magic in them. Like, they didn't know why I was planning this or why. I just didn't want him to die. It's not their fault.
Okay. Balance like takes a moment, pauses, and just breathes in, breathes out. Okay. We'll talk about this more later. You have magic?
Me?
Like
Yeah.
a lot before you were just doing illusions, like little, and like Balance does the thing to make the little paper things.
Yeah. She kind of smiles. She says, I learned how to do more magic stuff recently from like the books I was reading around here and talking to the other people who come from Kino, and they taught me lots of interesting things, and I read some really good books, and I may have peeked into some things, and I had some really weird dreams recently, like ever since I got this bracelet, and I seem to have gotten a lot more magically powerful than I was before.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. Because now you're making me think more things. Hold on. Balance is going to move around Talus and go to Rondi. Rondi?
Yes?
So we have a guest here in the temple. And by guest, I mean another Dragonborn who's supposed to watch us and be a communication with someone else that we need to get in contact with eventually. However, we don't trust them. If you can have some of your people watch the Dragonborn and also like triple the guard on the armory, the stand room.
You see Rondi kind of like look down towards the end of the corridor where the entrance to the kind of the armor stand mirror room is. You can already see there are 2 well-built guards there. You could maybe fit 2 more in that corridor. Like, you're not going to fit anyone else in there. And he says, we will figure our best to increase the guards there.
I just don't trust them, and I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Of course.
Good.
We will try and make friends with them, try and figure out who they are and what they're like. We're having a lot of success in learning how to speak new languages a lot more quickly.
That's very good.
Perhaps we can make it easier for them to communicate. It would be easier for us all to trust them. Where did this Dragonborn come from? How is it? Why? What? We need more details.
So the long and short of it is we met a dragon, full-blown...
All 3 of their eyes go wide.
Full-blown, yes, I know. Full-blown, big, ancient dragon. They didn't trust us, we didn't trust them, but we're both willing to try to trust each other. So we made a compromise. They have something of ours, and they're going to do something for us later on. There's a lot more to it. I don't want to go into details because some of it's a little bit more personal stuff. But
of course,
basically, until we know whether we're all square, we need to be careful.
He nods and he says, we'll talk to them and I'll make it clear to people who are assigned to watch over them that we're not to give too much away, just be cautious.
Good. And I have one last thing, and that I actually need all 3 of you to help me with.
Of course. What can we do?
Hold on a second. Balance is gonna very conspiratorially look around to make sure like no one's listening in or anything. And he's just gonna be like, come here, close.
They huddle.
This is very important, very secret. All right. I heard that somewhere in this temple, there might be a secret room. And if there's anybody I think would be able to find it
and die,
it'd be you three.
You think there's a secret room in here?
I think so. And if you find it,
you'll die.
You come tell me. If you do, I'll give you all a special reward too.
Like what?
Balance is going to reach into his backpack.
Oh my goodness.
And pull out oh, wait a minute. Oh no. I don't know if that's such a good idea with Rondi being who he is.
Give it a shot.
No, that's not safe. No, you know what? I'll do this. Actually, I like this idea better. Balance is going to reach into his bag and pull out the 4-leaf clover trinket that he'd gotten from the double ones. And hold it out and say, this was a special trinket that we had gotten on one of our adventures.
She reaches, Talus reaches out and takes it, and she kind of like turns it over and looks at it, and she's like, what does it do?
Well, as far as I understand, it was supposed to be a special way for the double one gang to be able to identify themselves and get through certain traps. It was a keepsake.
Oh, it's a secret clue. Oh, it's just like a secret. Oh, this is really cool. We could adapt this and maybe we could put magic in it and we can make things happen. We have to duplicate these. I know the best people who can make this. Come on, let's go.
No. Balance is going to like reach out and take it back.
They kind of, all three of them like skid to a halt. Like
Balance takes it back and goes, you have to find this room. If you find it, do not go into it though. Just let me know.
Talus just got like the USB stick with all of the double one shit on it. She's just gonna like send it out. That's just everywhere now. All their secrets.
It's almost like
they're
that's
done.
what I'm planning. It's almost like I'm thinking these things through. Like maybe I want
like,
that.
All three of them stand up a little bit straighter and they all just like nod and they say, we promise that if we find the room, we won't go in there. And we'll tell you straight away.
Promise me. Swear?
Promise. I swear. And Zach just nods.
Check for finger crossing. They're crossing their little toes.
God damn it, Neil.
No. All right.
Lying little toes.
Or a sight, because I find it amusing to try to see through the deceits of children.
Okay.
19 insight. Who's crossing their fingers, V? Who's crossing their fingers, V?
They're all crossing their fingers. They are all crossing their fingers.
Okay. All right. I'm having fun with this. So Balance is going to take a step forward and say, you know, I can tell when people are lying.
You see,
and gives them like a pointed look.
Taylor's, you see the three of them look at each other. Their heads like hang down a little bit, and they're like, "Fine, we promise." And Zach again just like nods his head. They're not lying this time.
For my sake, please. I don't want to have a guilty conscience. But I trust you three.
Okay. We'll go look for the room. All right, okay. Come on, guys, we have so many cool things to do now. And the three of them take off like racing down the corridor. All right.
Balance walks away with a grin.
Me.
Yay! Hey, Zaltanna.
Hello. Oh,
Hello.
just I'm ready.
All right. You approach the room.
Okay. I approach the room.
Benno is nowhere to be seen. He's either off doing something very, early morning rangery related, or he's perhaps training some of the other people here. Not really sure. His normal spot he had been taken up to this point, which pacing up and down outside this door, he seems to have moved away from. You put your hand on the door. What are you thinking of?
My time at the temple.
Okay. You open the door. Before you, there is a temple of Tyr. Everything is set out the way that you remember. Everything is neatly stacked. There's no one else here. You step into the room and the door behind you closes. What do you want to do?
Go up to the altar and nod my head and see if I can connect.
Okay. As you are praying, as you're reaching out to Tyr in your mind, you feel a tug, kind of like that familiar, naval tug that Demi just put you through. I need you to make a wisdom save unless you want to fail it.
I think I want to fail it.
Good choice. You find yourself looking at what looks like a net. It's net made of very fine gold threads. Some intersections are bigger than others. And as you look through the net, you can see the blue, the green, the whites, all the weather systems of Bikron. You're standing on this net. As you look around, you can see that there are kind of like white dot stars all around you, much, much further out. Standing at the intersection in this net closest to you is a figure you recognize. You've met them before. This is Tyr.
What does he look like? Describe for me a god.
I will go check out his description because I had done this before and I'd hoped you wouldn't ask me again.
Ha ha ha! You absolutely underestimated how terrible my memory is, Valanda.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how Adonis is he?
He's wearing the slickest shades.
Standing before you is Tyr. He is a very tall, well-built god. They have a very long white beard and moustache. They have very long white flowing hair. They're wearing kind of like a leather armor set, but you can see like a good portion of their skin. They're carrying a very big, heavy weapon strapped to their back currently. You can also see standing next to him is Karuna.
Oh, hey, my dog that hasn't been around in 12, 15 episodes. What's up, dog?
And
there's a reason.
Dog.
And dog. Yeah, so standing before you is Tyr. What do you want to do?
I nod respectfully.
He kind of turns his head a little bit and looks at you. He's much, 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 much taller than you. Not like, hey, he's roughly balanced height. No, this is like the statue of a god taller than you. He kind of looks down at you and he says, "The last time we met, you kneeled."
Zaltanna gets into beginning of Terminator movie pose.
Can you
Beautiful.
Elaborate?
Kneeling with her fist in front of her.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So kneeling with one fist in front.
One leg on one knee with one leg bent and her fist down and her head down.
Got it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You feel a very warm hand, ginormous hand, kind of rest on your shoulder and pull you back to your feet. And they say, "You may have noticed that things for you are changing, Zaltanna.
Yeah.
You do not have the same faith in me as you once did, do you?"
Honestly, no.
I appreciate your honesty. I can tell, since the death of Adet, your heart is more broken than it was before. You're coping much better than before, but you are far more broken and people don't see it.
I am. I don't sleep as well. It's
I noticed.
hard to feel like there's any kind of justice in this world when something like that can happen.
I understand. Normally, I would just let your magic fade. But we cannot let you be without power. You are too important in stopping that. And he points over in the distance. You see past this kind of like reddish kind of like essence, this haze, this very tall creature, much, much bigger than even Tyr himself. But he points beyond that. And you can see this dark, swirling cloud. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It's huge. You can see things crackling over the exterior edge of it. You can see things swirling inside. Maybe faces, maybe not. You're not really sure. But it's eclipsing all of the stars. And it's heading right towards you. It's off in the distance, you think, but it is big.
Yikes.
Indeed. Zaltanna, if your heart is not in justice, I cannot have you as my paladin. You are aware.
I know. And I understand if... Obviously, I don't want to lose my magic, but if that's the way it is, I would understand as well.
He lays a hand on your shoulder, again, kind of like stooping down. He turns you around a little bit, and he points at the net. You can see the net, which you're kind of vaguely standing on. You can see there are holes in it, large scorch marks. But you can also see that there is a patch in one. And he points to that. That was your companions and you. And you see that forming knot over there. He points off a little further in the distance. That is Odette.
Like, wait, what does that mean?
She's beginning to fill one of the holes left by the death of the gods. She's very close to it now.
Wow, in such a short amount of time?
We've been watching her for some time.
I knew she could do it. I'm so proud of her.
You should be. But I have to warn you, if you are thinking of becoming a paladin of Odette, I'm not sure for you that would be possible.
Why?
She is your exact polar opposite.
That's true.
You are bent on vengeance and revenge. Bloody revenge. She's about forgiveness and love. Your powers, they will fade over time. They've already begun to affect you, you've noticed. I am sorry, there's nothing else I can help you with. But there is one last favor I would ask of you, even though your magic is failing.
Of course.
There is a certain quest. There's a place called Dead Sky Mountain. There you will find an altar. Everything will become evident when you get there.
Okay. How long do I have?
I guess until you run out of magic.
No, that's what I mean. How long do I have until I run out of magic?
He smiles. You probably do not have very long. We're talking maybe a week, maybe 2 at the most.
Okay.
Dead Sky Mountain is... Ask around. Many people know of its legends.
Okay.
Good luck, Zaltanna.
Thank you, Tia.
He reaches out and lays one finger against your forehead. And you are pulled back to the physical plane from the sentinel plane. And you stand in front of the door to the temple room.
Shit.
On that beautiful note, Rhal, talking to your tabaxi friend?
Yes. My good friend who has helped me with my pain. The only one who has helped me with my pain other than the people that heal me once I have immediate pain.
I feel that's a dig at me. I'm feeling called out. Okay. You're going to go talk to your tabaxi friends. What are you planning on talking to them about? What are you asking them for? How are you? What's happening here, Neil?
I'm not. Rhal just wants a kind of quiet place, basically. He doesn't really even have anything to like talk about. He's just kind of looking for a place where people around him know him and he doesn't have to be afraid and he can like wait to figure out what else we're going to do today.
Okay. Your tabaxi friend sees you and they wave. Their common is not great. And they kind of settle for getting a pestle and a mortar and pulling a few like herbs and spices and rocks and various fluids and stuff. And they begin to like, you know, pestle and mortar them down, use a little bit of magic here and there. And they look at you kind of like standing nearby and they pull a pestle and mortar out for you. They grab a few herbs, they get a bottle and they set you to work. It's very dull, peaceful, monotonous, not stressful in any way, shape, or form. Your buddy's teaching you a little bit about alchemy, using no genuine words. They're helping you feel chilled out and relaxed.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, that's other thing I want to do.
Rhal's kind of intrigued.
Cool. Rhal is so curious.
So curious.
Okay. All right. There you go then. So I leave it up to you three. Like all this is kind of all of your individual wrapping up where you stopped is roughly where it all is now. So what do you guys want to do now?
Well, I've got to find the guys and fucking tell them that we need to go to this mountain. And tell them I'm losing my magic. So, Oh my god, am I Rhal? You guys, I am losing my magic.
Bogram's not even in town.
Bogram's not in town.
No. Caden's in town.
Caden is in town, yeah. So what do you guys want to do? Where are you guys going to meet up?
I mean, this is the problem. It's one of those things where it's like you want to go somewhere, but then when you get there, you forget why you wanted to come here. Right. Mom and Dad.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's here, huh?
Well, I don't know if they are or not, but Balance is going to go try and find them.
As you meander around,
Mom,
you don't see
Dad,
hide nor hair of your father. You can't seem to find your brother.
Pinto.
But sort of towards the back of the barracks, sort of sitting on one of the kind of like doubler beds, kind of like reading through some things and like with Nips sitting on her shoulder, happily curled up. Your mother is sitting there.
Balance gonna walk up and just give her a big hug.
She hugs you back. She puts like what she's reading aside and like gives you a good hug.
Well, I didn't die, so
Good job.
where's everybody?
Well, your father and your brother, they have gone ahead to Beligbud. They are trying to use Pinto's influence to figure out where your aunt is at this moment. They're essentially doing a little bit of recon, trying to connect with the leader of the intelligence. I didn't exactly feel like going, as she puts her hand over her stomach.
Leader of intelligence, you mean the one that put you both down there in the first place?
Yeah. Your father thought I would be a little too unruly when I steal her next.
I'm surprised that he won the argument to make you stay.
I think whoever is in here won the argument for him.
So what are you going to do here then?
Well, I'm going to learn as much as I can about these Kino people. Figure out where we stand with them. I am going to talk to who I can. I am going to try and figure out what's going on, and I'm going to stay safe for the next week or so.
I would appreciate that. I really would. Safety is becoming a commodity these days.
I think for the safety of the little one, yes, absolutely.
I didn't want to bring it up first. When did and why did...
Well, the why should be blatantly obvious.
Did you think I was actually dead?
She pats the bed next to her. She says, for a while, your father told me that you and Nirvana didn't make it. Then a couple of nights before Pintor was conceived, he told me everything. That he hid you because of Talvin, that he hid you because of your aunt. I've known for a little while. I'm the one that pushed him to find out exactly where you were. But when he found you, he still didn't tell me.
Well, Talvin did find me. Balance,
She kind of
pulls down his shirt and shows where there's a scar from where an arrow went straight through his shoulder.
Yep. Yeah.
He found me. We talked.
Is he still walking and talking?
Yes, he's... How do I explain this? I was barely able to convince him that things were not as they seemed. He is dead set on getting Ninverna back.
Of course, he loved her.
And I promised I would help him. And the thing was that we actually found Ninverna because her soul wasn't in any of our planes. Do you have a little bit of time? Scratch that. You have a couple of weeks.
Indeed. I assume you fill her in on all the details?
Balance is going to go into story time with mom. Where it's how was your day, son? It's
well,
insert
long story, mom.
Insert episodes 1 through, what are we on, 92?
3.
Something like that, yeah.
93. Insert episodes 1 through 92.
Yep.
So that's where you guys will find Balance whenever you catch up.
Yeah, I'm going to leave her reaction till after we figure out what the other two are doing because, my gosh, that's a lot to tell a person. Okay, Zaltanna, Rhal? Zaltanna, you were looking for the boys?
Yes.
Rhal is super easy to find.
Yeah, but I want
He appears to be making potions.
I want to tell them both together because it'll be easier. So I'm going to collect Rhal and be like, let's go find Balance. I have something really important to tell both of you.
Okay. And Rhal tells his friend goodbye and gives him a little hug and thanks for the medicines and pats him on the back and leaves.
He hugs you back. There's that slightly awkward moment where he's feeling the scales and you're rubbing the fur and then you just part and nothing happened. Yeah, okay.
So it's just so weird every time and we don't acknowledge it.
I ship
exactly.
it. I ship it.
Me,
I ship this on.
me 5.
Scaly Fairy. Let's do it.
Now you need to name him so we can have a ship name, by the
We
way.
don't
Nope,
have names.
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Tabaxiborn?
Fan
No. Had
fan
enough.
contest to name Rhal's boyfriend.
No, oh my gosh. Please no.
Please,
You
yes.
two arrive as Balance is sort of wrapping up his tale on all the things that are happening, including up to what just happened with the Black Dragon. That's kind of, he's wrapping up as you two appear.
Rhal waves awkwardly.
She smiles at you. Well, that's a lot.
My life has been interesting. Very interesting.
And that's...
Hi,
That's
Mrs.
everything
Balance. Can I
since-
borrow Balance for a second?
Of course you can, my dear. He's allowed out to play. And she kind of pats the back of your hand. She says, we'll continue this a bit later.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna look for a quiet room.
Yeah. You can go into the first room that you guys ever entered into here, the kind of meditation type room. It's just a table, a couple of chairs in there. Balance and Kythia had taken them in there previously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a couple of chairs in there. You can grab another one fairly easily.
Are we having
Okay.
a planning section? I love planning
Sort of.
sections.
I have something I gotta tell you guys.
Okay.
So, God, this is fucking weird and hard to say. I'm losing my magic. I've fallen.
Did Tyr die?
No, Tyr's not dead. If your faith wavers, you can lose your connection to your god. And well, so I just talked to Tyr, and I have about probably a week, two at best, but most likely a week left before I completely lose my magic.
That's really bad.
Yeah. So
Really
we
bad
need to-
timing.
Yeah. We need to find something called, was it Dead Sky Mountain?
Yes.
We need to find something called Dead Sky Mountain. Tia told me I need to go there, and everything will become clear once I do. But I think he was trying to help me as best as he could do. Also, I can't talk to Karuna anymore.
All right. Have I heard of this place?
Roll a history check. Oh no, I feel bad.
Nat 1 for a
Oh.
total of 10.
Oh my goodness. That's better than my 9.
Yikums.
The definition of balance. The smartest, but also the stupidest.
Zaltanna, since everyone else has rolled a history, I guess you could too. Go on.
Okay.
Please be 8.
No, don't. Get a 20. Oh my god. Oh my god.
9.
It's still higher. It's still
So still a 9. No, 3 of you have heard of Dead Sky Mountain at all.
I have a +9. Roll 20. I have a +9. All you had to do
Sucker.
is anything else.
We could go ask Demi.
Probably. So you think that Tia was telling you to go to this place? Will you get your magic back, or is there another god that you can start worshipping that more lines up with your beliefs?
That's such a dumb question, Balance.
Why do you say that?
Because it's not switching gods isn't changing your perfume or some shit. It's not like I can just be oh, I fully believe in this other god now. It took me an epiphany to believe in Tyr enough that I was able to make an oath with him. It's not like I can just be oh, okay, fuck, the first god I can think of is Ogma, but he's dead. I was gonna say, it's not like I'd be like, oh, I'm like a fucking book nerd now and I'm gonna worship Agma, like, snap, get my powers. Obviously, he's dead, so it wouldn't work anyway, but, like, that's not how it works.
I honestly don't know. So this is the first I'm really learning of these things.
And apparently, I can't become a paladin of my wife because we're polar opposites, which is fair.
That does make sense.
So, yeah, I'm kind of really screwed if this thing with the altar doesn't work. But, yeah, Tia said when I asked him how long I had, he said until my magic runs out, which makes me feel like I need to get there.
Well, we need to find out how far it is.
Yeah, and I know it sounds weird because I don't have faith in Tyr anymore, but I still trust him. I know how weird that sounds.
I had talked to Spectre and found out who might have been trying to hurt me, that Ema was protecting me from.
Really?
He said that there was a cult. The cult of the broken heart. Something like that. I wanted to accomplish all that before dealing with Daemarius, but Daemarius kind of came here. I don't know how much time I have left to accomplish any of those things that I need to do.
Well, I want to help you accomplish things, but if I lose my magic, I can't heal you anymore.
I know. And we just need to figure out, I guess, who to ask about. I can ask someone before we leave.
Would I have heard of this cult? Was there, did they have any criminal dealings in the cities?
Absolutely not. There'd be no way that you'd have heard of this.
Okay. So you're losing your magic, and we need to go to this mountain for some reason. You found out about a cult that was trying to kill you that Ema was protecting you from, so maybe they had something to do with that. We need to go to Blighthouse. And then there's the clockwork. Oh god, there's so many things, guys. So many things. Why don't we go find out how far away this mountain is, and maybe if we're lucky, it's somewhere up north, and we can go to Blighthouse and do that whole thing, and then go to this place. Let's go. We need knowledge. We need smarts. I need to know things. Demi!
Surprisingly, Demi doesn't just appear.
Balance goes back to the door and is like, let's go find her, Demi.
You see Rondi stick his head out from one of the kind of workshop rooms, hears you yelling for Demi, and just runs off towards the barracks area. A couple of minutes later, he goes crashing back into the workshop with Talus and Zach, just like edging him on to get his so they can continue their plans. Demi kind of just effortlessly just kind of runs, skids to a halt in front of the door. What?
Okay, Zaltanna, do you want to tell Demi the whole thing or just the shortened thing?
Unclear.
I'm unclear.
I will make a decision once I see Demi.
She's right here.
I'm here.
Oh, she's right there.
She's right there.
Okay. I'm very distracted by the fact that I'm losing my magic. Hey, Demi, I'm losing my magic.
Oh, that's super bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's real bad.
I
don't really know how God magic works. So I don't really know how I can help you out with that. I mean, you maybe have to do some praying, but then if you've lost your magic, you may not be able to connect with your gods anymore.
No.
I don't really know how this works.
So I met my god, or my former god, my ex-god.
Blimey.
Yeah, I saw Tia, and he told me that I need to go to this mountain. It's called Dead Sky Mountain. Do you know where that is?
Dead Sky Mountain. Give me a minute. And she crashes off. You feel like the weird tingling of magic. And then the weird magical feeling goes away.
Okay.
Demi doesn't return for a minute.
Okay, I'm gonna go see Caden, I guess.
Oh, right. So I should probably mention something before you go see Caden and maybe pass out Rhal.
Is Caden okay?
No, Caden's great. That's Caden's actually really good. That's the weird thing. So
okay.
Talus did some magic. Apparently, the bracelet that Zaltanna had given to her gave her some interesting abilities, and she made cards. She explained it that were imbued with magic, and she made Caden draw a card, and apparently it made him grow younger, and it made her turn into a 17-year-old.
What? No.
I'm not even kidding. Like, they're in the other room.
I don't like that.
I'm simultaneously very proud, but also very angry.
No, she's...
Like, that's very smart, but also very reckless.
I rolled a 6.
You need to roll some acid damage against yourself, I guess, unless you just want to pass out. Rhal just collapses to the ground. He passes out unconscious on the ground. His nose is just like streaming with acid again.
I'll be back up in like 5. Just give me a minute.
Zaltanna looks at her hands, debating using magic and just looking very concerned and upset.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be very difficult if you lose your magic.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. I can tell you I hate this. I didn't intend to lose my faith, but kind of odd to believe in justice when your wife gets murdered in her sleep.
I mean, look at Rhal. You think Rhal believes in justice?
Well, you don't need to believe in justice to be able to do shit. So,
But what I'm saying is, like, you're not really helping yourself by who you're around.
No.
Let's just say that none of us are lawful.
We're not
No,
helping.
you all have... Yeah, the law has not helped any of you.
Balance is chaotic good at best.
Yes.
Both of you so negative about the idea of justice that it is effect. No, just kidding.
It's almost like we were all unjustly jailed.
Not me. I was not unjustly jailed. I did my crime. Pussies.
Okay, so are you guys going to go off and find Caden? Or are you going to hang around and wait for
Demi?
Thank you. Demi to turn back up, or just figure out where we're going?
I'll spend a side point just to wake Rhal the fuck up.
Oh, thanks.
He comes around slowly.
Hang on a sec. Here, let me... There you go. You gain 2 HP, Rhal.
Oh, good. I'm at 27. So I'll still potentially go unconscious with another fail.
Okay. So Rhal eventually comes round, having received a little psychic nudging to get back on his feet. It's not a whole lot. It's barely a scab.
2 points, one might say.
2 points, one might say. They clean away some of the, the acid from your face. You don't continue hurting yourself much more. Yeah. So you guys going? What are you doing? Are you just going to wait for Dem, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting the moments for Demi, Balance is actually going to reach into his bag and pull out some of the alcohol that he has.
Okay.
And he's just going to pass a bottle to Rhal and just say, alcohol's supposed to be kind of it slows you down. Why don't you maybe have a drink? Probably a smart idea. I can't believe I'm advocating for drinking right now, but
he thanks you and takes it with a shaky hand and drinks it and then informs you that if he gets drunk, it's also very bad.
He's asking you to be his drinking buddy.
No. I don't want you drunk. Just trying to help relax you.
I've drinking a lot before.
You feel a bit of a rush of magic on the back of your neck. And probably about 10 seconds later, a distance that should not have been covered in 10 seconds without extreme running. You just hear like a quick bang, bang, bang on the door, and Demi just kind of like bursts in. She's holding a book. And in the front of the book, there is a pull-out map of Discora. And she opens it and she points to a place on the map. For Zaltanna, you know that the place that she is pointing to, it is somewhere between Darkhammer Stronghold and the Temple of the Triad. You're looking at the little pathways, the way that the mountains go, and it's very easy for all of you to realize that this is probably the highest mountain within the range. How high? Nobody really knows. No one really goes up there, but it's pretty high. She flips through the pages and she takes you to a place that is marked Dead Sky Mountain. And she says, okay, so Dead Sky Mountain is a place that is the highest place in all of Discora. Some people would think it's the highest place even on Bikron. It's so high up, people rumor that it can even touch all the other planes. The Sentinel plane above us and all the other planes around us. They say that this is the point. This is like the place where everything intersects. They say it's right up the top there. So if we were going to punch a hole through to any of the other planes, this would probably be the place. It's also supposed to be a very spiritual, religious place. And a lot of weird things happen up there, and people report seeing a lot of strange things. Why? To get your magic back? Is that why you want to go there?
I want to go there because when I talked to Tyr, he told me to go there before my magic ran out. And I think he was trying to kind of like tell me that's how to get magic. I don't know if I can ever get my magic back per se, but I think that this is the closest I'm going to be able to get. I might be wrong, but...
She puts her hands on your wrists and she holds them very tightly, and her skin is very, very warm. You can feel like the various calluses and stuff on her hands from years of working with fire. And she says, this is where people rumor a lot of the root of magic comes from. It's very close to one of the great sources of magic in this world. It's very close to all the intersections of all the other planes. It's a very spiritual place. This is a very hub, a very nexus of magic and faith and existence. If you go there and you see something, there's a high chance you'll not only get your magic, but a whole host of other magic too. This is also the place where Savras started his journey.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I would love to go there one day, but I don't think right now it's a very wise choice for me to do. I don't really need any more magic bouncing inside my head right now. Probably not the place for me anyway. I mean, I'd love to go there and like see what's going on, maybe punch through to another dimension, another plane of existence, but it's a completely different thing. But you should, if he's telling you to go here, he may be trying to hint at something different for you.
Like what?
She throws her hands up in the air. I don't really know. I'm only guessing. But yeah, I mean, there's so many potential things for you there. There's potential things for all of you there. And she points at Rhal and Balance as well.
Sorry, I was laughing at the fact that you and I both did the Balance today. And I'm just like, wow.
That one.
That guy.
If not, it'd be a very significant place, because if we need to get to the Sentinel plane, we need a way of getting there. And this is a place that's apparently very, 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 very close to being like at the edge of like the edge of existence. So it'd be super good if we could get something there that maybe I could teleport to another point so we could punch through to... We're going to need to get there, and I don't exactly know how to get there right now. And if we're closer to it, maybe easier for us to use whatever limited magics we have to get there. I mean...
You said, V, that it looks like it's between Darkhammer... It's by Darkhammer Stronghold?
Yeah, it's sort of... like
between
if
Dark
you were to
Hammer
form a
and
if you were to form like a almost equilateral triangle between Dark Hammer Stronghold and the Triad of the Temple of the Triad, it's sort of like right in the middle of the range.
Gotcha.
I'm moving my mouse around it.
Yeah, that's the temple of the. It's right
Nope.
by the temple.
It's not right by it. The temple is over here.
Well,
It's a bit of a walk across the mountains to get to there.
it's by Little Day.
Yes, it's just south of Little Day. Just south. It's a fair distance south of
I've
Little Day,
been
but yes,
there.
it's south of Little Day.
I've been close to there.
So if that's the case, and you're saying that there could be benefit not only for Zaltanna, but for all of us, maybe.
Yeah.
Could you get...
I mean, if I give you something of mine, I can always teleport back there because I know what it is. I know roughly where it is, and you guys describe me what it looks like, and I kind of know geographically mostly where it is. I may be able to teleport there at a future date. So it'll be super useful.
Could you get us to Dark Hammer and we can make our way the rest of the way?
I think I'd be better trying to get you to the Triad. Oh, wait, didn't the Triad break up? I heard rumors from the other people here when I was talking to them about what's been going on in the world that the Triad managed to like break into pieces when the world fell apart. I don't even know maybe this thing doesn't exist. But then if the goddess sent you there, it's not broken apart completely.
Oh, shit. That reminds me. Is my army here?
They were coming here?
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I told them
It's
to.
only been like a day.
That's fair.
Probably not even 24 hours.
Is my army here yet?
Why are they here yet?
That's not how I sound.
If you could get us closer, then we could take something of yours and make the journey there, and then go to Belligbood, do that whole shebang, and then come back here?
Yeah. I mean, it's also super important that it might be a way for us to break through the plains and figure out where Squash is.
That can be helpful.
I saw Spectre. Spectre, if I could figure out how to get to the stalking, I could ask him if he's found anything.
I might be able to send you there.
Okay.
Does it involve him dying?
No, well... She kind of smiles. No, I'm joking. It doesn't. I think I know how to get you there, but it may use up most of the last bits of the components that I have. See, the problem is I'm running out of components, and if I can't go back to the Witcher Society to fill them up, the really important things. So I might be able to send you to the stalking plane. It may be a little bit of a, it may require some things. Let me just check to see that I can actually do that. I'm pretty sure she can. Okay, so I can send all three of you. Or I can just send one of you, or two of you. I can get you there. But you may not be able to move while you're there. But then if you're just receiving information, maybe you don't need to move.
Right.
Be incapacitated. You know, that kind of thing. I mean,
does it make
it your call.
More difficult if all three of us were to go?
It just means I have to use slightly more magical energy than I would have for just sending one of you, but that's okay. I mean, hopefully we're not going to get into a fight with the dragons today. Right?
No guarantees on that, I think.
Well, I'm willing to give it a go. Yeah.
You guys could meet Spectre.
Well, I mean, we met briefly, but maybe a more proper... And there was a few specters that we saw
Yeah, one of them, I think one of them was for me. Look that bitch in the face and be like, fuck off.
Why?
What do we say to this? What do we say to specters? Not today.
Not today.
That's okay. That's okay to say, but they are just doing their jobs.
Okay, so you ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Great. Awesome.
Okay,
let's do this. You see her hands begin to fizz. Like the skin on it kind of like begins to almost like there's like water on the boil. And you see this slowly spreading up her arms, and she's looking at the three of you. And you see her begin to phase in and out of this existence a little bit. And then you feel something in the back of your navel just tug you, push you, drag you through to a different realm. If you want to fail, it's your choice. If you want to try and succeed, it's up to you.
No, we wanted to go.
All right, cool. You will fail your charisma saving throws.
Was she banishing us?
Yeah, she is. You're being banished.
So this is what Bogrim felt like.
Yeah, except Bogrim resisted. So the three of you are pushed into the stalking plane. Hey, so it's Talus. Hi, everyone. So I think Uncle Balance is angry at me too because I got older and Daddy got younger. I don't know why everyone thinks that's a bad idea, but everyone keeps yelling at me about it. But it does mean that we can go do some cool things with my friends and we can go to the pub and things because I'm old enough now. Yeah. Want to say thank you to William Farmer for supporting us. You're super awesome and thank you very much. And to go check out our website, theluckydie.com. Bye.